Today, we're going to talk about how to create a React Native Expo icon that can tell you how many unread notifications that you have. I created another video on this topic. You can see it right there. That video explained how to create an unread notification icon for a mass notification inbox. So a notification inbox that collects all the notifications that you've sent to all of your users. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about how to do that for an indie notification inbox. An indie notification inbox is an inbox for individual users. So with nativenotify.com, you can create the ability to send notifications to individuals, not just to everybody. And an indie notification inbox will collect all the notifications sent to each individual user. And today we're going to talk about how to create an icon that will have a little number to the top right that shows how many unread messages there are inside of an indie notification inbox. So this is a great way to help increase the retention rates of your app. So your users may want to check in to their app to see if there's any unread notifications in their notification inbox. So it's super valuable tool. It's something you definitely want to implement in your app if you're able to. Before we get started, I make a lot of videos about React Native, Expo, things like that. If you're a developer and you like videos like that, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and we'll go ahead and get started. Your first step, if you haven't already, is to go to nativenotify.com. Click this sign up free button. It's free to sign up. There's no credit card required. Then it should take you to a page like this. If this is your first time setting up notifications for a React Native Expo app, you'll want to click this create an app button and click this icon React Native Expo. That should take you to a page like this. Your first step, again, if this is your first time, is to set up push notifications in your app. This video right here walks you through how to do that. It literally only takes about a minute. You just have to install Native Notify, import this register in push token, and then put this function here in your app.js file. And then you're done. You already have push notifications set up. You can then come down here to send yourself a push notification. So you'll want to make sure to do that first. And then after you've done that, the next thing you'll need to do before you set up an indie notification inbox is to go to this indie push setup guide. This will get indie push notifications set up in your app. So this will give you the ability to send notifications to individual users. If you follow the start here instructions, it will allow you to send push notifications to everybody, to all of your users. Indie push notifications will allow you to set up notifications for individuals. So if you haven't already, you'll want to watch this video here. It'll walk you through how to set up indie push notifications. Super simple. Then after that, you're officially ready to set up an indie notification inbox. If you haven't done that yet, here's a video that'll walk you through how to do that. Super simple. All you have to install, all you have to import from the Native Notify package is this get indie notification inbox. And then you can put that in a use effect to get the data for each individual user. And you can collect that into something like a data array, and you can use that in like a flat list. Again, I won't go over it again, but you'll just want to watch that video up here. It'll explain how to do that. So once you've done that, once you've set up an indie notification inbox, you're ready to come down, so you'll want to stay on this page, indie notification inbox setup guide. Come down to the bottom of the screen. There's something here that says how to create an unread indie notifications icon that shows the number of unread notifications in an inbox. So this is what we're going to be doing today. This will show your users how many unread notifications there are in their inbox before they go to it. So here is an app I created called Startup Notes. I just published a video. It's 8.5 hours long. It walks you through how to create this app, the Startup Notes app. If you'd like to watch that video, it's called How to Learn React Native in 8.5 hours. This is the video right there. You can watch that video. But you can see down here, there is a notification inbox right here. what I want to create is a little red dot. I want there to be a little red dot right here with a number inside of it of the total number of unread notifications in the inbox, so the users can know, okay, I have some unread notifications. I want to click on this to see what they are. Another place some people like to put these is maybe in the header as like a bell. You can make this like a bell in the header. If you would like it to feel more like an email inbox, you could do something like mail down here and click on it, and it looks like an email inbox. But we'll go through that together. So let's go ahead and follow these steps. So first step is to copy this and paste it into your terminal. This will make sure you have the most up-to-date version of Native Notify. Okay. Step 2 is to make sure you have these imports. I already have a React, useState, useEffect, but I need to import this. It's get unread indie notification inbox count. So this will allow me to see how many unread notifications are in the indie notification inbox. Next step is to make sure you're using a hook function. This is very important. If you're not using a hook function, this will not work. This is a video I made on how hooks work. If you're not sure how hooks work, there's also a link here that explains in detail how it works. Super simple. It's not complicated. This next step, step 4, is a hooks thing. This is how you create state. And so you'll want to have some sort of state where you can keep the unread notification count and set the unread notification count. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come here. I'm going to paste it right there in my footer so that I can use that to update the unread notification count. And then step 5, this is the last step. Just copy this whole use effect. Come in here, paste it there. And I want to point out some things here that are real important. Notice this is an async function in the use effect. This is very important. It has to be an async function. Basically, you need to be able to use this await term so you can await this get unread indie notification inbox count value first before moving on to set the unread notification count. And you'll notice over here, your app ID and your app token are already in there for you. The thing you need to put in is here, there needs to be the indie push ID that you created during the indie push setup guide. So again, you'll want to watch that video to know how to set up indie push notifications. Usually in your global state, whenever a user logs in or something like that, you may have something here like a user ID that you use as the indie push ID. And so dynamically, instead of putting it in like this, you could put it in like that, if that's how you do it. For this video, I'm just going to handwrite in user 5. So I created some indie notification IDs, user 1 through 5. And that's what I'm using, I believe, in my notification inbox. Yep. So for my indie notification inbox, which is in here, I'm using the name user 5. I'm going to go ahead and change this to user 5 too. So that's the indie ID I'm using that's connected to this phone. And so I'm going to go ahead and put it in like this, but however you did it, however you set up your indie push notifications, you're probably using a user ID as your indie push ID. That can just go in dynamically like I showed you. All right, so now that that is done, we're actually done. So let me come down here and show you how I have this set up. You'll notice here, this is this mail icon here. And I have an icon I created specifically for the indie notification inbox. And first, before I move on, you'll notice here in my terminal, up here, I have an unread count. So it shows me currently right now, there's 3 notifications in this notification inbox that have not been read. So once I uncomment this out, there should be like a little red dot with the number 3 in it. So let's see if that works. And there it is. It's right there. So this lets the user know. I'll go ahead and refresh the app. When they log in, okay, I have 3 unread notifications. And then if you click on it, those notifications become red. So you'll notice the unread count goes to 0. And then if I come back out, it's 0. So the little red dot goes away. So that's how it works. Super simple. I'll just show again. I'll send myself a notification. The cool thing about the Indie notification inboxes is, in addition to collecting all the individual notifications sent to them, it will also collect the mass push notifications that have been sent to everyone. So if I say this is a test, and send that, so that this notification is being sent to all 5 of my users. And then I can come here in this mail icon here, and I can see, okay, this should show up in the notification inbox. So this should, in addition to showing up in just the normal notification inbox, which goes to everybody, it'll also show up in Indie notification inboxes. And so let's just test it out and see. So I'm going to refresh. And there it is. So I know there's an unread message in there now. So that's the cool thing about an Indie notification inbox. It collects all the individual messages and all the messages sent to everyone. So if I click on, I think my app froze. Let me try to refresh it again. Okay, so if I click on the inbox, that one goes away and there's the message. And just to review again, one of the cool things also about the Indie notification inbox is you have the ability to delete notifications in it. So if the user says, I don't want this notification in my inbox anymore, I can just delete it, goes away. And then if I leave, come back, it's still gone, it goes away. And so Indie notification inboxes really do give your users the most control over the experience. It's more like a normal email inbox where they can delete notifications that they don't want. And another great thing about the Indie notification inbox is you're actually able to use the number. We explained in the last video when it was just the normal notification inbox that goes to everyone. You can't really use a number because the way it works is for the mass notification inbox, if there's no Indie push sub ID, we use the push notification token to track if they've read one of the notifications in here or not. And so each time a user reinstalls your app or updates your app, something like that, it basically resets the count every time because each time the app is installed, it receives a new push notification token each time. So say there's 100 unread notifications in here, that number will reset to 100 or something like that. And so for normal notification inboxes, you probably just want to show a red bubble if the number's above 0, because even if there's not an unread notification, if they click on it, it's not really a big deal. They can just see the notifications that have been sent to them. But if they think there's like 100 unread notifications, then that's kind of a big deal. It's not very pleasant to the user. But for the Indie push notification inbox, it's completely different because it's all based on the Indie push sub ID that you guys register with us. So we can use that sub ID to know exactly how many notifications have been read, how many have not been read. And so the user can always have an accurate count, always know exactly how many notifications they have read or haven't read. And so you can go ahead and use this number that shows up and it'll be accurate. If you want a transcript of this video, an article that basically goes through the notes of this video, I put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching this video and I'll see you next time.